Welcome to the Fill Your Cups podcast. We're your hosts, Morgan
and Bailey.
I almost wanted to be like, and Eddard, because
he's here too.
He's here again.
If you're watching on YouTube, he's that little black blob in between us.
Yeah, Eddard, I feel like lately, more often than not, is recording with us.
Yeah,
so
he just loves his bae.
just goofy, but we are excited. It is officially, past halfway through the year. July 2nd was technically halfway through the year.
Oh.
But we thought it's always a good time to reflect and see how things are going and just think back on your year and think about how you want to be intentional for the year coming up or the rest of the year coming up. And so this is kind of our mid-year reflection or halfway through the year check-in.
Yeah.
And the structure of it is going to be that we came up with some questions, like good questions to ask yourself to see if you're kind of like on track with where you want to be versus, and then also give yourself a chance to be like, yeah, this is going really well. Or, this is something that I wanted at the beginning of the year and I'm still doing well with that. So,
yeah.
And then also just kind of revise goals. If something doesn't make sense anymore, then re-intentionalize whatever you're going toward.
Yeah.
So that is what today's episode will be about. But before we get to that, Bailey, what's filling your cup today?
Well, today I've got some water, but I've also got some orange juice that you poured me. So I'm really excited for that because I love a good orange juice. What's filling your cup?
I have a mimosa, hence your orange juice. I took the day off and I was just like, why not? So
I would.
Yeah.
If I could.
Feels good. Yeah. I was going to say, wasn't orange juice one of your big pregnancy cravings?
My God, yes.
Especially at the begining?
Especially at the beginning, yes. I went through, I don't even know how many orange juice, gallons a week. It was crazy. I was drinking orange juice at all times of the day. It was just so good.
Yeah.
And then I kind of switched to Sunny D.
I was going to say,
I love Sunny D.
That's funny.
I know. It's a weird one, but I think I love Sunny D so much because I used to have it when I was little at our neighbor's house, Larry and Jeannie, when they would cook us breakfast. I would always have Sunny D. And so I love a good Sunny D.
Wow, it's like nostalgic.
It is. I really think it is. I don't even know if it's really that good. Kind of burns, honestly.
Yeah, it's a little bit intense of a flavor. Have you ever done a Sunny D mimosa?
Yes.
You like it better than orange juice?
I don't know about better, but I've done it before because they come, you can get mini Sunny Ds.
Yeah.
And me and my friends one time came up with a term cargosas because we went to First Watch. This was a long time ago. Went to First Watch and they did not have any alcoholic options. And we all really, really wanted mimosas.
Oh.
I know. That's why I always get so surprised whenever you guys get mimosas at First Watch. Because I'm like, what? Anyway, we went to First Watch. They didn't have mimosas. So then we went to Hy-Vee afterwards and we got a bottle of champagne and we got the little Sunny Ds. And then we mixed them all up. And we had our DD that was driving us around. We drank them in the car. We called them cargosas.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, on to our shout out for today.
Yes, as you guys know, we typically do our Fill Your Cups Friday. And we always love going through those answers. And we had a really fun one from one of our friends. Take it away, Morgan.
Yeah, so this is Madeline_Cusimano, or otherwise Madeline Cusimano. And Madeline said that what was filling her cup that week was she took the day off and spent a day in Weston to celebrate their anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Yes, happy late anniversary. And thank you for sharing what's filling your cup. We love to hear from you. And we always do. We're pretty good about doing a Fill Your Cups Friday prompt on our Instagram. So make sure that you share with us on at Fill Your Cups podcast so that we can see what's filling your cups because we love to shout you out. So shout out to Madeline.
Yes, I was going to say, as this episode is all about reflection, I feel like our Fill Your Cups Friday always gives me a chance to reflect on what I have been enjoying that week anyway.
Me too.
So it's always a good time too. If you can't think of anything right off the top of your head, it gives you a moment to kind of go through what your week looked like, what you might have been grateful for, what may have sparked joy in you in that moment. And so I always love going through them and love seeing those answers on the Fill Your Cups Fridays.
Me too. Yeah. I love it a ton. And I agree with you. I think that the reflection kind of helps you, if you didn't have the best week, then it helps you figure out okay, where what brought me down, and how
Yeah.
can I adjust for that in the future. And if you had a really great week, being like, okay, how can I make those things that made the week great, make those more frequent and intentionalize those
Yes.
or prioritize those in the coming week. So
Yes, I completely agree. A lot of time, well, because we always answer on those ones. And I mean, like I said, it's a good time for just us to reflect. But I've even had it a lot of times where I'm like, well, I feel like I haven't done anything crazy this week. I've not done anything extravagant this week. So what has filled my cup?
Mhm.
And then I get to think back on it and be like, oh, that rainbow I saw really did. Or, oh, seeing my mom really did. Or seeing Eddard or like something like that, And so I always really like it.
Appreciating the little mundane things, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Makes me excited for today's episode.
Me too. So I don't know, when we started the podcast, I really love podcast episodes that give you good questions to ask yourself to like direct yourself where you want to go.
Yeah.
And I just really like that they're kind of like prompts or nudges and not like telling you the answer, I guess.
Absolutely.
Like it gives you the freedom to kind of figure out, okay, how is this going and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So with it being halfway through the year, I really like that we're doing like a check-in and whatnot. But I also feel like I heard this one time on a podcast that was all about, what was it called? It's Emily P. Freeman. Do you remember that one that I always used to listen to? The Next Right Thing. And
I forgot about that.
Yes. And she was always talking about how we don't learn from our past. We learn from reflecting on our past.
Ooh.
Because like last week, unless you reflect on it, you aren't going to learn anything from it because you just are full steam ahead. Like,
oh my God.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's like, we don't learn from a past relationship. Because like if we go into the next one, we learn from reflecting on the past relationship and seeing like, oh, how did that relationship go? What things did I like? What things did I not like? You know what I mean?
Yes. I love that. I don't know if I've ever heard that quote before, and it sounds like something that just makes sense. But immediately when you said it, I was like, wow, that's why some people just like live in the same patterns.
Yes.
And the same cycle, because there's no reflection there.
So there's no learning.
Yeah. So I love it.
Yeah.
I'm like, immediately I know who I'm texting that to.
But it's also nice because it gives you a little bit of grace for like, if you are stuck in a pattern or a habit or whatever, or a routine that's not serving you, then it's like, oh, it's just because I haven't taken the time to think about that. Yeah. To even consider or contemplate, how is that? Like how do I feel about that?
I really like that.
Yeah. So I really like having, like, we kind of have some reflection questions that we're going to talk about to kind of review the year so far and then look ahead at the year in the next 6 months, really.
Yeah.
A little bit less than 6 months.
I know. Yeah. It's so crazy.
Yeah. So
it's been such a quick year.
Yeah. Does it feel like that? Like because you're pregnant, or do you feel like?
I just feel like these months have flown by. I don't know if it's because I'm pregnant or just because like, I feel like with my work, it being so summer focused, that summer just feels like it, like I know we're still in the midst of summer, but like it feels like May and June just went by so quickly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like,
I do feel like the summer has gone by quick. I don't feel like the year has gone by quickly.
Ooh, in a good way?
No.
Or one where you're like, it's kind of dragging?
Yeah, no, because I feel like February and March were really rough months for me, to be honest, like mentally and with my mindset. And so with those being kind of down months for me, I feel like it kind of felt like the first quarter of the year
it's like took forever.
Dragged by. Yeah. And we talked about this a little bit when we had our like when you're stuck episode, when you're feeling stuck episode.
Yeah.
And I've been feeling kind of stuck in some things, which we can talk more about. But I've been feeling kind of stuck in some things. And I feel like when you feel that way, it feels like, oh my God, when is this going to change?
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
And so it feels like time is going slower, I guess.
That makes sense. Except for me, I feel like when I feel stuck in something, or when I feel like there's just so much to do, or I don't really know where to go next, I always feel like time passes me by. So it's so funny.
Yeah.
Differences of like how you feel in the moment.
Yeah, definitely.
I love it.
Well,
I don't, but.
Well, I thought first things first, we can figure out where we are now.
Yes.
So a couple of questions that can help you with this. So I really like this first one. that, and I did have Chat GPT help me brainstorm some, but one of the ones that it suggested was, what are you proud of accomplishing so far this year? I really like this one because when we talked about you don't learn from your past, you learn from reflecting on your past.
Mhm.
I also feel like I don't know what the phrase would be, but without like celebrating
Yeah.
your past, I don't know, you just like don't give it enough attention or something like
Yeah.
that. Or you can't know what to keep doing more of in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was looking at like what I'm proud of accomplishing so far, I had some goals at the beginning of the year. Did you guys set goals at the beginning of the year?
Yes, we did, except we totally more did like the ins and outs.
Okay,
Kind of how you and I did at the very
Yes.
beginning. But there was a few, that we kind of set as like couple goals.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we did our ins and outs.
Yeah.
But we also did like category, like one goal for each category. So we did like a family goal, a relationship goal, a friendship goal, a hobby goal, a health goal, and a career goal, I think is what we did.
Uh-huh.
And like one of my family goals was to get our California trip.
Oh,
done.
yes.
So I'm like, I feel great about that trip.
Crushed
Like,
it.
check.
Yes.
Check. Like, that one was good. And then a relationship goal that I had for us was to like do a trip, just me and Jared,
Uh-huh.
which we did like our Valentine's Day one, I would count for that. But then we're also going on one for my birthday here at the end of the month and
Yeah.
our anniversary. So I also feel really good about that because those were like tangible things that I could set aside. So that was one thing when I like, those were two things that first came to my mind just because they were very like tangible, attainable, specific goals.
Absolutely.
So those are something that came up whenever I thought like, what am I proud of accomplishing so far this year?
Mm-hmm. For me, I know one of our big goals for like Mason and I was to really like focus on debt and cut down debt because we were hoping to be pregnant this year, which woohoo, we are.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was a huge thing that we really wanted to focus on. We realized we don't want to bring a baby into a household like with a bunch of debt.
Yeah.
And we have really done so well on it. I feel like we have stayed really committed to a goal, and we have both been like in the same mindset, which makes it so much easier when you have someone that's like 100% into your goal with you.
Invested.
Yeah, invested. And so that's something that I'm really proud of and being able to like see the numbers at zero for different credit cards and things like that, and like see the numbers of how much we've paid off for the year versus how much debt we're still in, things like that. So that's something I'm really, really proud of because it hasn't been easy.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
There were two other questions about like assessing where we are now. And one of them was, what parts of my life feel aligned? I guess 3 questions.
Mm-hmm.
What parts of my life feel aligned? What parts feel off? And what areas of my life feel neglected?
Mm-hmm.
Did any of those questions speak to you?
Yes, I have let habits slide so badly. And this is actually something that Mason and I just realized a few weeks ago. We were like, oh my gosh, I can't tell you. Well, I was going to say, I can't tell you the last time we like made a grocery list and went grocery shopping. Obviously, we do that, but I've just really let just habits slide. Like all my good habits, I just feel like I was like, we'll get to them later kind of thing. And so I do feel like that's a part of my life that is definitely feeling neglected because it's such a part of my life that I'm like usually really good at and something that I am so like.
What habits? Like meal prepping and
like literally all of them. It's so bad. Yeah, like meal prepping, a load of laundry a day. I have gotten back into 4 loads of laundry on the Sundays where I'm like, oh my God. Or like picking out my outfit the night before. I don't even do that anymore. But I think because I just don't have brain power for it. And so I'm like, oh, I would just rather not. But I know that habits make it easier for decisions in the future.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, and so I'm like, in my head, I know I need to be doing it and I know I would be happier. Do you ever get those feelings whenever you have procrastinated something for a really long time and you feel anxious about it?
Yes.
Or like, you know, there's something to do and you just haven't done it?
Yes.
That's how I feel all the time. And it's like, well, if you would just do what you know you're supposed to do,
Yeah.
you'd be fine.
Yeah.
So that is a part of my life that I have wildly neglected that I am really, really wanting to bring back. And Mason and I literally just talked about this. So
Mhm.
this is so funny that we're doing a reflection episode. This is like a week ago. We talked about this. Like, okay, we need to get back on track.
Yeah.
And then so this Sunday, we like fully did a reset. And we like went grocery shopping. We meal prepped last night. We meal prepared like veggies and stuff like that
Like
that we're going to make for.
ingredients.
Yeah. So feeling better already.
Good.
But it's a huge part that has just been really neglected in my life.
Good. Well, not good that it's been neglected.
But good that we're starting back up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That makes sense.
Yeah. How about you? Anything on one of those 3 questions?
Yeah. I think that, well, like one of my like career goals doesn't really align anymore with what I'm one of the ones I set at the beginning of the year
Yeah.
was to like take a class essentially.
Mhm.
Like, so Community Blood Center pays a portion of your tuition if it's in a field that could be related to your.
Yes.
So I have been wanting to take advantage of that. You can't take advantage of it until you've been there a year, but I've been there 3 years now.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, like at least by the fall, I want to have enrolled in obviously in January, I couldn't do that for the spring because it's already up and running.
Yeah.
But by the fall, I was like, I want to enroll in at least just one course and maybe start working towards some kind of like higher degree or something like that could be related and that CBC would reimburse at least a portion of.
Mhm.
But I've realized and I think we're going to talk about revising goals later, but I've realized that I don't really feel like that's aligned. I definitely feel like my workplace at CBC it's something that feels the most unaligned right now for me.
Yeah.
And so, which a lot of people know me closely, but I am thinking like that's a goal that no longer makes sense for me,
Yeah.
I guess. So I wouldn't say like it necessarily feels neglected. It just feels like the priority has shifted
Yeah.
to finding a space that feels
more
better
sense.
to me. Yeah, it
Mhm.
feels more aligned. And then if I decide that, higher education or something is still something I want to do if I'm somewhere else or something, then I can reassess that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But yeah, right now that's what I would say. So that's something that like from the beginning of the year with my initial goals that I set that I would say like has kind of changed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if I've felt like there's a part of my life that's been neglected
That's
necessarily. Nice. Yeah, not right now,
Mm-hmm.
but I honestly do think that the podcast helps, like, because I feel like every week I'm thinking more and more about the things that fill my cup.
Yeah.
And like the things I want more of and the things I want less of and whatnot. So that helps a lot. But yeah.
Absolutely. I know for the alignment, whenever I look at the goals that I set or like the ins and outs that I set, I do feel like one of my big ones was saying no to things that I did not want to do. So that way I would cancel less.
Yeah.
And I really do feel like I have taken that to heart. And I feel like that truly still aligns like with what I'm trying to do. I feel like I have not had to cancel on friends in a really long time. I feel like I haven't had to cancel on like family members. And it does feel really good. And I think it's because I've not been promising these things that I know I don't want to do.
Yeah,
I feel like I've done a really good job of being like, I don't think that's for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, thinking about it now, like I extend invitations to way too many things.
No, I love it
all the time. But I was gonna say, like, I feel like I've extended invitations to you, like, hey, you could come do this, or you could come do this, or hey, we could do this tonight, or something.
Yeah,
and you've been like, I'm really looking forward to a night in.
Yes.
Something like that, which is a totally nice way of saying like, no, I don't want to hang out tonight. Or like, I don't want to go here tonight or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And and I feel like you've been really good about like saying what you want or whatever.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, not that I've ever been super hurt by it or anything, but I was going to say like that hurts less than when someone says they're going to do something.
Yes.
And then is like last minute, like, actually, never mind.
Yes. And yes, it hurts a lot less for the people that I'm canceling on. And honestly, I feel like way less of a shitty person.
Mm-hmm.
I used to feel so shitty every time I would cancel on somebody, but it was never enough to like make me go through the plan because I was like, I just really don't want to. but now I'm just, because I'm not over promising these things, I'm not canceling. It really does feel so
No,
much
that's
better.
great. Yeah.
Yeah. And it like,
I
it
hadn't
makes
really thought about that, but
Uh-huh.
I definitely agree.
yeah, yay. Well, I'm glad, and I'm glad that it is coming through.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't feel or seem as flaky anymore because of
Good.
this goal that I set.
Good. And I feel like you're just being aware of your limits too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. But I mean, before I was even, second and third trimester tired, I still was very much like, okay, I know I think I have learned with myself, I can really only have like one plan at a time. I really cannot do more than that because I get overwhelmed and I get overstimulated and I get stressed out.
Mhm.
And that's whenever I kind of just like shut down
Mhm.
and only want to do whatever makes me feel good. And which is usually just like staying home and being like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
So I have done a really good job, I think, of making sure that I'm not trying to do or plan more than one thing at a time. And I've been honest with people about it too, about
Mhm.
being like, hey, I really want to talk about this, but I have to get this done first.
Mhm.
Once this is done and over with, like, then can we check base again or like check in again? And I feel like it's really worked.
That's
And I've
good.
really liked it.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, good job.
Oh, thank you.
So that's good because it kind of goes into our goals check-in is kind of like, okay, what goals of yours have moved forward? Which ones have stalled? Do your original goals still make sense, or do they need to be revised to align with your life better? And then have any new goals, dreams, or desires popped up? So we kind of talked a little bit about that.
Mhm.
But these are good questions to ask still because, like, if there are goals that have moved forward, like the one you just said, like your goal was kind of to be less flaky,
Yeah.
reflecting on, okay, why has that goal been successful?
Mm-hmm.
And it's because you've like been promising less,
Yeah.
And the result is that you feel less flaky.
Mhm.
So that's good. And then like same with the do my original goal still make sense? Like I was talking about with my workplace and whatnot.
Yes.
Like there are some things that just don't make sense. So if your goal at the beginning of the year, I don't know what a good example of that. Like say that your goal at the beginning of the year was to start a new business or something, but then you got pregnant. Like
Yeah.
maybe that is not the focus anymore. Like maybe your
Mhm.
new goal is to get the nursery ready
Yeah.
or something. So
Yes.
I feel like those are good like questions to ask yourself, like what I originally planned on.
Mhm.
Have they stalled or do they just not make sense anymore?
Yes, that's my favorite thing about goals that we talk about is that they are always, you can always change them up and
Yeah.
you can always revise as needed. And I love talking about that because one for us would have been that we wanted to save towards buying a house. But then once we did get pregnant, we were like, okay, it's not really what we're looking to do anymore right
Mhm.
now. Like it will be a goal of ours again in the future. But right now, that is not really aligning with what we are working towards and what we want.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that is a goal that not really has stalled because it's not like it's still on our minds, but we decided to revise it and to say we'll change it up. We'll focus on debt instead, kind of thing, or like instead of that, we'll focus on where we want to be in the area when she's a little bit older, and things like that. And so I feel like it has been a goal that we have been able to revise.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
I am trying to think. So, have any new goals, dreams, desires popped up? This one's like kind of scary for me to be honest, because right now I'm like rethinking. I know I talk about it all the time, but I'm turning 30. I'm rethinking like everything and just like, what do I actually want to do? Like the longer that I stay in my job and like think about, okay, what jobs do I actually want to do? Like what jobs do I actually care about or whatever. Like, and I don't even feel like the type of person that has to have a job that I care about,
Mhm.
to be honest. Like as long as I'm good at it
Yeah.
and as long as it keeps me busy and I make money, like,
Yeah.
and I like the people I'm around. I've never been like, I have to be passionate about my job.
Right.
My job now is cool because it literally saves lives, but it doesn't have to. Like, I don't have to save lives. So that's been something I've been thinking about a lot. And I was with my friends this weekend a lot, and we were talking about like, I've just been feeling a big nudge to actually do some kind of business, like open a business or something like that. And we've been talking about that for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm just kind of like, I guess it's the difference between being interested or being invested. And I have to figure out like which one I want to be right now. Because at the point that I'm like, I can say all day that, I want to start, I want to open a bookstore or something. But until I like actually do the homework to like become invested in it.
Can't have a goal without a plan.
Yeah. So it's not a goal until I do have a plan. I realize that. I can't call it a goal. But those are some like little dreams, desires, things that are popping up for me right now.
Ooh,
so I'm
definitely
definitely
an interest.
Yeah. So I'm definitely not like, it's not like a mid-year check-in like, oh, this is a new goal for 2025.
Yeah.
But it's kind of something that I'm noticing, creep in a bit.
I like it. I've been noticing mine similarly, but not the exact same, but like work and career wise.
Mm-hmm.
I've really been thinking this year about what I want and what I want to do and what I kind of picture for myself as the years keep going and the age keeps going up.
Mm-hmm.
Been really trying to see what I kind of picture for myself. So that's definitely something that has been floating around in my head as well.
Yeah.
Scary.
Do you want to do next category, habits and routines?
Yes, our habits and routines.
That's your favorite.
It is my favorite, and it's the one I'm struggling with right now, so it's perfect for me. But some self-reflection questions to ask yourself are, have any new habits or routines popped up? What new habits / routines are serving me? And what habits and routines need attention?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, some habits and routines that I know are serving me have been going to bed or like the same time every night.
Oh, nice.
That has been a really good one. That is a habit that
Did
I
you
have
do
not
that before?
fallen off. I would say went to bed at the same time every night, but it was much later.
Okay.
And so this habit of like going to bed a lot earlier has been really nice for me because a goal of mine was to have a morning routine that I was able to set up, and I'm still working on that one. But I do feel like going to bed earlier makes it easier to get up earlier, which then makes it easier to have a morning routine. So, yeah.
I love that. A new routine that has popped up and I think is serving me is my skincare routine.
Oh, yeah.
I never had one before this year. And I don't like, I was telling you, like, I'm an easy target with like this type of thing because I don't know the difference of like any kind of skincare, but it just worked out that like I was looking for a skincare routine at the same time that Julia was doing Arbonne, and like I really, really like the products. Like
they're good products.
They feel very good on my skin.
Yes.
But also it's a 5-step thing that's very simple. So I really like that too, because before I was just a makeup wipe girly.
Yeah.
And sometimes not even that. and then depending on how many mimosas I had. And so like that is something that I feel like has made me feel like I actually have some form of nighttime routine, which I didn't really have before.
Yeah. I feel like wasn't nighttime routine or like skincare, that was something at the beginning of the year that you said that you wanted to.
It was something I wanted to look into. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and like be more intentional about.
Yes.
So how exciting.
Yes. And again, I know I say it too much, but it was because I was like, I'm going to turn 30. I know, like, I feel good about my skin now. I do feel like I've gotten compliments on my skin, like whatever.
Yeah.
But I do nothing. And I think I'm just young, and that's why it looks good. And I don't wear a lot of makeup, so I don't make it break out or anything. Like, I don't know. There's not a lot that could make it upset.
Yeah.
But as I get older, being older will make it upset. So like I want to be ahead of that.
Yes.
So I was like, with having a major birthday this year, I was like, well, I kind of want to figure out how to take care of it and just do something simple to take care of it.
No time like the present.
Exactly.
I like it. And I'm sure like you said, you just feel better about it. And it's a really nice habit and goal or habit and routine that you have really put in motion.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. I do think that a habit or routine that needs attention for me is we've been getting off a lot. And it's always in the summer because we have a lot more plans on the weekends. But we've been getting off on doing our groceries on Sundays.
Yes.
And when we don't do our groceries on Sundays, I don't wash my produce on Sundays. And I don't chop my produce on Sundays. And I don't, then Monday's just crazy. But so we've been kind of off on that. And then like one of us goes to the store on Monday. And then I'm annoyed because if I'm going to the store on Monday, I have to carry the groceries. I've talked about this before. Although last time I got home and Jared was like, I'll carry them. He knows I hate it. But
he's like, I heard the episode.
Yeah. But then I'm like also annoyed because my berries aren't ready. Like I have to wash them for 20 minutes before,
Yeah.
So just all this stuff. So that is definitely one that needs attention for me.
I completely agree. I'm going through my pictures right now because I recently just took a picture of my ins and outs that I have on my mirror.
Oh, from the beginning of the year?
Yeah, because I know I added a few like throughout the year.
Oh,
as we've been going, but so
you have like a list. It's not like the graphic or whatever from the year or from the beginning of the year.
Right. Yes, I like actually wrote them down on a piece of paper.
Okay.
Oh, where is it?
Oh, I'm looking at mine. Okay, so my ends originally: digestion walks, sibling hangouts, leaving weekends open, donating platelets, trying new recipes, and TV show watch parties. I've actually done pretty good on those.
Yes, you have. Oh, I forgot I made that graphic. Oh, how cute. Or that.
My outs were buying clothes online, getting less than 7.5 hours of sleep, saying yes immediately, skipping rest days, complaining about work. Haven't done great on that one. And then not asking for help. Though I've actually done pretty good on this.
I think that you've done really well.
So yours were planning ahead,
Mm-hmm.
saying no. These are ins.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Being okay with caring a lot.
Uh-huh.
Developing a morning routine. Wearing gold jewelry. Focusing on hair health. And reading more physical books.
Oh, yeah.
You've definitely been reading more physical books.
Yeah.
And you've definitely planned ahead, said no. Been okay with caring.
I feel like I've done all of those.
Yeah.
Yes.
Outs were over consumerism.
Oh, yes.
Making yourself and your accomplishments feel small for other people.
Mm-hmm.
That's out.
Yep.
Having FOMO.
Yep.
Credit card debt. Canceling plans last minute and biting your nails.
I've done so well on all of those. I was trying to find I really have. I really think I have done a really good job.
Good.
I just realized what I was looking for. I made a 2025 habit sheet. It was like quickly after we did our ins and outs. We were starting the new year. And literally I made this on January 25th at 11:21 p.m. So
oh my God.
I was up and motivated. And it literally says 2025 habits. And then in parentheses, it says, in quotation marks, it says, just choose it. And I think that's kind of where like choose your heart came from. And then it says, I am so fucking back. And then it has all of the habits I wanted to do.
I'm dead.
So I wanted to see like what of I was ready to go. And then about 6 days later, I found out I was pregnant. And so a lot of the habits said, we're not really doing this right now, but we're going to do it later. But that's so funny. Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
That's so funny.
Because I wanted to see out of all the habits, which I also have written down by my mirror. So I was hoping I could just find that picture, but I didn't, whatever. I just wanted to see like what habits and routines that I have wrote down that have been serving me or have been like aligning with what I'm doing right now. And I like a lot of them. I feel like there's some of them that I'm not doing anymore. Like I put continued therapy on here. I haven't done that. I haven't laid out my outfits before bed or wash sheets weekly. But I think I'm doing pretty okay on the other ones.
Good.
Yeah.
You've had a major change.
I have. I don't know. I wanted to look that up just because I wanted to see what habits I wrote down.
I love it. Our next category is asking questions about your relationships and your community. So,
ooh, love these ones.
When thinking about your relationships the last 6 months, what relationships always leave you feeling at ease and most like yourself? How do you feel after spending time with like the people that you spend the most time with? So after spending time with your most frequent friends and family, how do you feel? And then just a general, like, do you feel supported? So these are good questions. I feel like the first one that's when I came up with no ChatGPT, where I was like, I just feel like I can pinpoint relationships where as soon as I leave, I feel so myself still.
Yes.
Or in the presence of someone, I feel so myself. And I don't think that's every relationship. Like, and it's not the fault of the other person all the time,
Mhm.
but it's just one of those things where I'm like, I want to be around people that make me feel at ease.
Yeah.
I also want to be around people that challenge me, but I want to fill my days with people where I feel safe and I
Yes.
feel supported and I don't feel like I have to put on a show,
Yes.
which is something I think that not everybody struggles with it quite as much. Like not everybody feels the need to put on a show,
Mhm.
but I do a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So
I'm right there with you.
yeah, so I've been thinking a lot about that, and honestly, the last 6 months, like I feel like I've been really good about seeking out the people that I feel really comfy with,
Yeah.
you know, and spending more time
Fill
with
your
them.
cups.
Yeah, yeah, and then yeah, just like not worrying about whenever I'm with people that like I don't feel that way.
Yeah, I really like that one. I feel like I love that question. I love relationships. I've realized about myself. And I feel really strongly about the good relationships that you do have in your life. And so I like reflecting on that question and asking myself what friends have really showed up for me and who have allowed me to be myself. And I also like thinking of who have I shown up for as well, because it's so much easier for me to, this kind of sounds terrible, but I think those who are like me will get it. It is easier to show up for other people when you feel loved and appreciated by them.
Yeah.
And you want to be there for them.
Yeah.
Whereas like it's harder for me to show up for people that I'm like, what? Like why?
Yeah.
Which sounds kind of terrible, but if you get it, you get it. And I know people will get it. I know they will. But I really like that question. It really gives me such a chance to think back about a support system and who has been there and who does make me feel like I want to be there for them as well.
Yeah. And I think the do I feel supported question too can apply to any, like, it can apply to your marriage, your friends, your family, like who makes you feel supported. And honestly, if the answer is like, no, I don't feel supported, then maybe this is your chance to say like, hey, I don't want to end the year feeling this way.
Yeah.
So who do you need to talk to? Who do you need to communicate with to make sure that they help you feel supported? Because that the communication can make all the difference.
Yeah, there's definitely some relationships in my life that, like, in years previous, they have really taken up a lot of my time and a lot of my, like, efforts and a lot of my emotions. And then this year, I really do think it is because such a strong support system has shown up for me that I did not know that I had. But I do feel like it's made it easier for me to reflect on those other relationships that I thought that I had and be like, you know what? I actually don't feel great when I leave them. Or I find myself being really anxious about what they might say. Or I find myself being like, why do I never feel like enough for them kind of thing?
Yes.
And it has made it easier when I have reflected on what I do have. It has made it easier to be okay with losing or not even putting as much effort in to the relationships that I've realized that I do not have.
Yeah.
And that is something I have been very, very grateful for that. It's not been easy at all.
No.
And it is emotionally taxing and it's disappointing. And I feel sad about it, but it has given me the power and like the strength to be like, okay, it's not really serving. It's not serving. It's not serving. It's not really serving me. It's not really aligning with what I want my life to look like and what I want my friendships and family and relationships to look like. And so I have really enjoyed getting to self-reflect on that and getting to get to a place where I'm okay with what I do have and what I am learning to get rid of. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
I think it makes I think that could be like a whole soundbite what you did. I loved it. Because I agree. Like I could copy and paste what you said and feel and apply it to myself because I feel the same way that it's not even a loss necessarily. It's more just being like accepting that a friendship or a relationship was never was never and it could have been deep, but like
Mhm.
just accepting that a friend that you cared more about a friendship than
Yes,
like-
and that it was not actually giving you what you needed it to.
yeah.
Like it was not actually serving its
And-
purpose kind of thing.
Yeah, and some friendships are good for a time, but then
Mhm.
but then when other people, like how you were saying, like, oh, these people, like I feel really anxious whenever I leave them or things like that.
Yes.
Like it's so transparent when you leave people and you don't feel that way. You're like,
Mhm.
wow, that was awesome. That feels good. Like,
Mhm.
and you just don't second guess one thing that you said.
Oh,
You don't
yes.
repeat the conversation in your head and think I should have said this way.
Yeah.
Like weird
you
stuff
don't
like
have
that.
like these weird text exchanges where you're like you feel like you're not on the same page. I used to have those with, there's like specific people I can think of where I'm like, do you think they're understanding what I'm trying to say? Am I understanding what they're trying to say? And like, even if it was a totally nice, like normal conversation,
yeah.
I would still be like, I hope that we're understanding each other.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. if
You're
we're-
not
but
like backspace.
yeah.
It's crazy because it becomes so obvious once you
Mhm.
are with people that you don't feel that way with.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, why do I feel this way with this person? But a lot of the time it's just like history and it's just being
Yeah.
friends for a long time and that sort of thing.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, I totally get what you're saying. I completely agree with it. And I feel like parts of, some people are meant to be in our life for a season and
Yeah.
some people are meant to be in our lives forever. And like,
Yeah.
it just, and some people are meant to be in our lives less frequently. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
like it's okay to still be friends with people that don't necessarily make you feel like yourself,
Mhm.
but you probably shouldn't be pouring so much time and energy and
Exactly.
effort into them. So
Exactly. And yes, I think that the self-reflection of where I'm at with all my relationships has given me the power to learn that it's okay that I'm not pouring so much
I love that.
into different people and relationships that are not serving me anymore.
Yeah, I love that.
Ugh,
Did you
just
watch
love
the
relationships.
show Sirens?
Yes, but only like 6 out of 10 episodes or something.
Okay, well, it sucks because they kind of ruined it for me, but I love the phrase. I love the phrase, if it doesn't serve you, let it go.
Oh yeah.
And they say it in that, and then they're like, hey. And it's like, and I'm like, that's actually such a good mantra, like it's such a good phrase,
Uh-huh.
but they ruined it. But that's kind of what it's reminding me of, like, if it doesn't serve you, let it go.
No.
Although, if I'm not serving you, do not let me go. Just tell me how to serve you, man.
I will, I promise. You would never be someone in my life who's not serving me.
I've never
or who's
said-
not. You would never be someone that I walk away from saying I don't feel like myself. I
agree.
I promise.
I agree with you. Too much that we know about each other.
Uh-huh.
Okay, last category is looking ahead. Yay!
Yay!
So, which you love to do.
I do. Preventative episodes are my favorite.
So, looking ahead, some good questions we have are: what is one attainable goal that you'd love to accomplish in the next 6 months? And the reason that we pick one is because we want something attainable. We want something like, we don't want you to feel disappointed or like beat
Mhm.
yourself up or something if it's something crazy.
Yes.
Like, I'm
And
going to
it's
make
so
$1
much
million
easier-
in the next 6 months.
Literally, and it's so much easier to give up on those goals.
Yes.
Like, just because you're like, it's not real.
Yeah.
And so you give up on it.
Yeah. So, like, one attainable goal could be
Mhm.
like working out 2 times a week or going on a walk in the mornings or like
Mm-hmm.
on
Getting up 30 minutes earlier.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Also, all sorts of things.
All sorts of goals.
All
Yes.
sorts of goals. Another one is, what is the first step to that goal? And so that's kind of a build off of the next one. So what's your one attainable goal you want to accomplish in the next 6 months? What's the first step to that goal? I can tell you, I talked about this on another episode, but that when I had the reflection question of like, what would I be really disappointed in if it was the same in 6
Yes.
months, is my master bathroom.
Mhm.
And so my first step in that goal is getting bids, which I've been doing.
Yay!
Yeah, someone ghosted me, so that was really annoying because we were like going to move forward with them, and then like
What the heck?
I don't know.
What
So
the heck?
back to square one on that one. But like, what is your first step to that goal? So like, obviously renovating the bathroom is a kind of a big goal,
Mhm.
but I can break it down into like, first step is getting
Getting quotes.
a contractor.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and then last question is, what is one word for how you want to feel in the second half of the year? And I really liked this one.
I love these questions.
Yeah, because I'm like, what you want for your year could be so different than like what somebody else wants for the year. Like if your word for the year is I want it to feel calm and peaceful or something like that, that's a lot different than I want it to feel fun and exciting.
Yeah.
Or adventurous.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
So I've been thinking a lot about that, and I feel like I've come up with the word like connected. Like
Ooh.
I want the second half of my year, I want to feel really connected.
Ooh.
And so I've just been noticing, like, shocker, I love people. And I just want to see the people that I love, like,
yeah,
a lot.
I love it.
And then also connection with Jared and connection with like my body and stuff like that. But other things, but mostly like with my relationships.
I really, really like that. I think that the word that I want to feel in the second half of the year is joyful. And I think that also matches up with the attainable goal that I would love to accomplish within the next 6 months is switching into a hybrid or remote role somewhere, because I know that I will want to be home and close with my baby.
Yeah.
Because staying at home or like not working is not going to be something that's attainable for us. So I know that I will need to have some sort of job. And if I can just be remote or hybrid, even though I know I can't, I know that's not the same as, you know, staying home with your baby and watching your baby all day, but I can be close to her. I can feel her. I can wake up with her. I can just have more time. And I know that that will be, I know myself, and I know that that's going to be so important for me. So that is my big, big goal for the rest of the year. And it means that my literal first step, I want it to just be revising my resume, which I've already done.
Oh, good
because I applied at CBC. So, but that's okay. That one didn't, whatever. And so whenever I look at those goals, it is to get me to a point where in the second half of the year, I'll be able to feel joyful. And that's all I want for the second half of my year.
So if y'all are listening to this and you got any remote or hybrid,
let me know.
Yeah, let your girls know. DM us.
Yeah, we're both on the hunt. Let us know. Let us know. No, I'm just kidding. I'll take the one out.
It's fine. But yeah, well, I love that. I think that that's really great. I would love to hear if you guys pick a word for the second half of your year, what that is, because I really do think like there could be so many different ones. Like if you want to feel grounded, that's different than wanting to feel spontaneous.
Yeah.
Or if you want to feel, I don't know. They're just so different.
It reminds me of doing our ins and outs. And one of my ends was planning ahead, and one of your ends was
leaving weekends open.
Don't
make any plans.
We were like, wait, we're on the exact opposite. So I was like, I need to start planning ahead. Like, I want to have my calendar filled, but I want to like know what's kind of going on. So it just reminds me of that, how you can be in two completely different spots of where you're wanting to go. I also don't know what it is, but I do think that for me, like trying to picture a word makes it easier to figure out what I want and like how to get there. And so like picturing a word or picturing an emotion, or I don't know what that would be, but
I don't know either. But when I thought of this, like this was like a mix of a ChatGPT question and then I made it my own. But when I thought about this, I was like, I actually really love this because if you picture the next 6 months in the word of adventurous, like that's going to take you down a whole different route than picturing the word of like, calm or like, I don't know. Or
stable.
Like, stable. Yeah. Like that's just going to take you. And so brainstorming some of these words and thinking about like, okay, what direction does that take me? That helps a lot, I think.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It's almost like the visualizing or manifesting or picturing, something like that. No, I really love that one. And it makes me excited.
Yeah.
Gives me a little boost.
Good. Well, those are all of our questions. So hopefully this is helpful for you. If you like this episode, please always share it with a friend or a family member. talk with each other about your mid-year check-in. Maybe you can share this with your spouse and be like, hey, I want to talk about those goals that we set at the beginning of the year,
Mhm.
or like our ins and outs or something like that.
Mhm.
You could talk about it with a friend who you set ins and outs with, or your workout buddy, or whomever makes most sense for you.
Yeah.
We would love for you to share it with them, or share it on social media and tag us.
Yes, we always love that one too.
Yes.
Well, it makes me excited, and I hope you guys loved this episode. I already feel a pep in my step and ready to go for the
Me
second
too.
half of the year.
Me too. Happy rest of 2025.
Woohoo! Cheers!
Cheers.